Gary, welcome to the Peace Hall.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
What do you think of the venue?
It's absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe it when I'm usually the first up in the band, generally speaking. Probably with elastic of the bed, because I do stay up all night long being stupid and just thinking nonsense constantly all of the time. But the first up every single time. And I got up this morning at about 8 o'clock. Got into the venue about 8:30, and I just couldn't believe how beautiful it was. I mean, how non-London-like. I mean, all of the trappings were laid out. It was very nice.
I guess you've spent more than 20 years now playing venues all over the world. Is that a big part of what you love about being in a band?
One of the major things that I love about being in the band is the opportunity to meet new people and kind of get an insight into what their lives are like. I mean, without wanting to be overly kind of retrospective about it. But I mean, just the fact that I'm here now talking to you in Halifax. 2 days ago, I was in Antwerp. I mean, come on. That's freaking amazing. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, why people don't actually just enjoy the moment, I ain't got no idea. I'll shut up. Go for it.
It's been such a ride for you in the Libertines, hasn't it?
Yeah. And primarily because of the associations that we've made. I mean, I think, one of the benefactors that we've actually received is that like nearly 5-6 year hiatus that we all took, where we all kind of had to grow up a little bit. And I completely ignored all of the nonsense, the facade of us all falling out. We didn't fall out. There was no falling out. We were just on different trajectories at that particular moment in time. And one trajectory stood out more than others, which was fair enough. I mean, Peter was doing his thing. We don't need to talk anymore about that. He was doing his thing. He was dating supermodels and living life to the fullest as he saw it at a particular moment in time. But we didn't ever fall out. Nobody fell out. I mean, I recorded all of the original Baby Shambles stuff with Peter before Baby Shambles was set up. I recorded with Yeti. Me and Carl. We then went off and did Dirty Pretty Things. We all stayed in contact throughout that whole period of time. It was only upon us kind of reforming, as it were, where we all looked at each other and went, oh, there you are. That's what we do.
Do you miss the party days?
Yes and no. Yeah, kind of. I don't think I could do the party days now. I mean, I like being reflective and looking back at the party days. I mean, I think that's actually even more fun. I miss aspects of it. But generally speaking, I think what I actually do miss about it, I'll get to the point, again, is the people. I mean, we kind of got to coin a better phrase, we kind of got to the heart of the matter with a lot of people at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of people live by the saying, nothing good ever happens after 2 o'clock. But I think sometimes after 2 o'clock, you just get a little bit more honesty from people. People are willing to let down their guard.
Yeah. You've always been a very honest band, haven't you?
We've tried.
There's no facade with the Libertines, is there?
We tried to hide the facade. Not really. No, we are whom we are. That's it. We're just warts and all.
What's it like?
And boy, do I have warts! Woo!
What's it like being at the back of that stage, playing with Peter and Carl in front of you?
I got the best seat in the house. Yeah, I really got the best seat in the house. I get to almost kind of like direct the performance within the hour, 70 minutes, 90-minute performance within that time frame that we have. But then I also get to see the performance unveil, get to see what the audience actually gets to see from a completely different perspective. But then I also, on top of that, get the automatic association when they turn around post-performance to look to see if everything's cool, if we can move on. And they get my recognition, I get their recognition during performance. And so I think it's a beautiful relationship that we actually have. It's really kind of cohesive in a sense of, I don't know, it is very, very hard to describe, because obviously I am part of the performance, but I also feel like it's almost like an out-of-body experience as well, because I'm watching them do the thing, and I know for the majority, people there are there for the four of us. They are there for the four of us, but most people are there for Peter and Carl, respectfully. And our association is deemed important to people's enjoyment of Peter and Carl. I get that. I do get it. So for me to be in that position, to be able to see how it unfolds, and then on the odd occasion to actually see how that connectivity works with the audience, it's pretty cool.
But that said, the four of you have grown up together, haven't you?
Pretty much so, yeah. Pretty much so. Unfortunately, we have. Yeah.
And your last album, All Quiet on the Eastern Esplanade, that was a number one album. How did that feel like 20 years down the line?
I don't know. I've just turned into an old fuddy-duddy. I didn't really care.
Really?
No, I honestly didn't care. Not really.
What did you do when you found out it was at number one?
Well, we did that big party thing where we kind of performed at White City Soho House in London. And I had a couple of drinks and then I went home. And that was that.
You've changed.
You've changed. No, I know I've changed. For me, I was more interested, and I'm guessing this is because, like, of me having the record label and me working with all of the different artists that I've worked with. Getting to number one didn't mean anything without what happened post getting to number one. And from what I saw, getting to number one just meant we were going to play more shows.
Which is great.
Which is great, but we reveled on the fact that, you know, we were the band that kind of like, we got the front cover of The Enemy without actually having any music out. You know, Pete and Carl threw parties in houses when nobody was doing that. We were doing things our own way. We were marching to the beat of our own drum, for want of a better phrase. And us getting to number one, what we actually did, we kind of placated the industry. We did what the industry expected us to do in order to achieve that goal. And then we continued on a goal that was actually predestined by the industry, as opposed to kind of like taking, marching to our own drum and doing what we actually wanted to do. And it was great that we were actually able, for a change, to do as we were told. But it's like, man, there's got to be something else. There's got to be something else. And I think right now the industry is crying out for something else, but it just doesn't quite know what that something else is, because everybody is doing the same thing. There is so much personality been lost from the industry because of the internet, because of the interactions that have actually been formalized by the industry, because everybody's scared of saying something, doing something, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, somebody needs to go out there and be half of Kanye. Just half, not full Kanye. We don't need no more full Kanyes. Just a little Kanye.
With all of that in mind, why do you run your own record label, which is a 25-hour convenience store?
Because I saw the direction that the industry was taking certain artists in, and I saw the fact that, so say for instance, when when the indie supposed movement ended, it didn't peter out, it ended. The industry decided, no more indie music, we're done with that, we're moving on. And we went on to the likes of LaRue and Adele, and that was the next big thing. We're gonna push this, which also then meant that they're cutting off the nose to spite the face, because there's so many different other artists out there playing so many different genres of music. I mean, it's not a mistake that like the likes of dubstep and jungle and trap kind of built their own way, created an armada for themselves without any industry assistance whatsoever. That was the punk movement of the time, as far as I'm concerned, in the 70s. With the advent of the Sex Pistols, coming out of the likes of Maha Visual Orchestra, all of these guys that have studied guitar, studied drums, play really expensive guitars, come from fairly well-off backgrounds in some cases, not in all cases. And then you have the likes of the Sex Pistols, just kids off a council estate, UB40, kids off a council estate, who taught themselves how to do it, who then market themselves in their own particular guise, who then garner a following from their community, and the community goes from being micro into macro, and then everybody follows fashion. Exactly what happened with garage and dubstep. That, it was kids that bought themselves a little crappy computer, they downloaded crack apps, and they made their own music. They uploaded onto AOL for $5.99 or whatever it was at the particular moment in time. They completely ignored the industry. And now the industry's become part and parcel of everything that they do right now, because all they're doing is what my mom calls being follow fashion monkeys. They're grabbing hold of what's already there and taking hold of it and trying to say that it's their own. And I think right now we're in a position where we actually need something, some movement to say, what, you know, we need something different.
Will you ever put out music of your own?
Yeah, I would. I'm going to.
How is it?
Good.
How good?
Yeah, I know. I'm really enjoying doing. I'm doing everything in myself as I do. I'm writing it. I'm playing all of the instruments, albeit I'm sampling myself because I'm not great on the guitar. I'm sampling the guitar. I'm playing it on the keyboards, sampling the bass, playing the bass, writing string arrangements, doing all of the vocals, and doing absolute. I'm kind of doing everything, which sounds like a lot, but there's so many artists out there doing that right now. So it's kind of like big whoop-de-whoop. And part of me actually misses the interaction of like having live musicians kind of like performing together. I mean, I think that is the most amazing thing. You know, that is the most amazing thing. But I'm also, I want to hopefully do it somewhat differently. I want to, the approach to releasing it will be more hopefully audio visually orientated. But I'm not going to say any more about that until I actually do it, or else I'm just going to make myself look like a big liar.
So, Gary, tonight Peace Hall and tomorrow night Gunnersbury Park. That's going to be a huge show for you in London.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's going to be the last show of this current touring cycle. I'm really looking forward to playing it back in London again. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a real coming home story for us, because I think one of the last times that we tried to do a show in London, we tried to play at the Electric Ballroom in Camden, and that kind of like fell to pieces, and people kind of almost rioted because they'd been waiting for so long.
Standard Libertines.
Standard, yeah. Bug standard Libertines. Yeah, you get what you get what you pay for.
You reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow.
Gary, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me, and I love listening to your show.
Thank you, Gary.
You're awesome.